Hey, so this is DanPlays, and I really need to stop, even trying to say what I might be playing next because it never seems to be, what I had next on my list originally. This game actually wasn't even on the list at all as of the last video I made. But I was watching the Video Games 101 Kirby's Adventure video. Which I think is from last year. It wasn't even one of his new ones. But anyway, it just kind of got a hankering for Kirby's Adventure since I haven't played it in, I don't know when, a long time. So, well, here it is. I figured I'd do it on here. As you probably noticed just there, this is a very late era NES game. This was 1993, May of that year, I believe. And there weren't many NES games released after that. I actually had a list called up. Let me check that. May 93 was Kirby's Adventure. October 93 was Tetris 2. Then in March of 94 we got Mega Man 6 and Zoda's Revenge, Star Tropics 2. And then as late as December 94 we got Wario's Woods, which was the last officially licensed NES game to come out. I think the argument could be made that this was the last truly great NES game. Tetris 2 was okay, and frankly probably would have been better if it was called anything except Tetris 2. Mega Man 6, actually I think is one of the more underrated Mega Man games, but it was the sixth one, and although it did have a few twists on the formula, it was maybe not enough twists to stand out in regards to it being remembered as a truly great Mega Man game. Zoda's Revenge, Star Tropics 2, I don't think I've ever actually played that one. I do have it over there, but I've never actually finished the first Star Tropics, which I should do at some point. And then once I do that, I'll explore Zoda's Revenge a little bit, so I can't comment on that one too much. I will say I don't really hear Star Tropics 2, Zoda's Revenge, being referred to as much as Star Tropics 1, so I don't know if that's an indicator of anything or not. The Wario's Woods, fine puzzle game, but, on the same system that brought, in the US, two great versions of Tetris. There was also a third Japan-only version of Tetris, which is not as good as the two we got in North America, but there are actually technically three versions of Tetris on NES, Tengen, the Nintendo first-party one, and then the Japan-only bulletproof software version. And then there was, Dr. Mario, Yoshi's Cookie. Yoshi, the one that's just called Yoshi, or in Europe, Mario and Yoshi, I actually think is very underrated. I like that one a lot. Compared to all of those, especially Tetris and Dr. Mario, Wario's Woods it's a good game. It's, I don't think, in the same vein. I'll do that one on here sometime too, though, because that is an interesting curiosity. It's the only NES game released late enough to get an ESRB rating. But yeah, again, I think Kirby's Adventure, the argument could definitely be made that if this wasn't the official swan song of the system, it is like the last hurrah as like a truly great platformer. Obviously, the second Kirby game, Kirby's Dream Land on Game Boy, which I did a previous episode on, preceded it. HAL Laboratory was the developer, long-time second-party developer for Nintendo, ostensibly a separate company, but they pretty much, not even pretty much, they have worked exclusively with Nintendo. That's about it by way of introduction. This is also, although it's the second Kirby game, it's the first one that introduces his ability to capture, or rather copy, enemies' abilities. So we got the beam right here, which is probably the one of the more useful enemy abilities, even though it's the first one you get. So we'll see how far we get. I don't know if I'm going to actually play the whole game or not. There are, I believe, 17 hidden switches to get full 100% completion, which I have done. In fact, the save file number 1 on the cartridge, you probably noticed, was at the extra game level, which you unlock by getting all 17 of the hidden switches. That was a life refill, which we didn't need because we haven't taken a hit yet. I'm not surprised. I didn't think I'd get that on the first try anyway, but So this is the little bonus crane game, which I used to be very good at. There's a certain way you can align with the big Kirby. I think you have to center it right about there, so it won't fall out of the claw. It's actually, this is easier to do than most claw games in real life. So yeah, you can see he's not moving around in the grip of the claw, so yeah, we got that one. If you don't line it up just right, you can kind of move around and eventually fall out of the claw, but I got pretty good at picking them up and not dropping them, and I guess I still have it. So yeah, that's 4 lives. The small Kirby is 1 up, the big one is 2 up. That's pretty good. I don't know if we'll do the bonus games every time, but there's 3 of them. There's that, there's the egg catch, there's the quick draw, which is also pretty fun. And then there's our... Actually, I kind of wanted to get the cutter from that guy. Oh well. I think there's another one coming up. Yeah, as far as the hidden switches, I don't know if I remember where all of them are. I'll just like this guy by old-fashioned means. This guy, Poppy Brothers Sr., he was the first mini-boss, I believe, in Kirby's Dream Land, too, if I remember right. So, naturally, they give him to you first in this one, too. So the Crash ability is only a one-shot. You can only use it once. So I'll go ahead and use it here. It's basically a screen light. Take 1 hit, so go ahead and refill that. So, I'll go get the sword. That's a fun ability to use. You can also do a spin jump. I thought I was at least gonna get above that. So Vegetable Valley's pretty straightforward. Which makes sense, it's the first world. You can actually do a Mega Man slide type move in this, which was not in the predecessor. That was not in Kirby's Dream Land. Oh, that could have gone better. That's what you call revenge. Underwater, most abilities don't work. You just get like a little water spout move. But yeah, I mean, this is really a beautiful game as far as like the art direction. It definitely pushes the NES to its limit. I mean, it's pretty wild, but you know, this came out on the same system that like Ice Climbers was on. You actually can't jump down, I forgot that. But yeah, just comparatively how primitive the early games on the system looked. This, I mean, maybe just adding like scrolling layered backgrounds, like parallax scrolling, and probably not much else. You could easily pass this as a Super Nintendo game, which, again, I mean, Super Nintendo was out for 2 years by the time this showed up. This was 2 years after Super Mario World, even though it's on the previous gen system. So the museum just gives you a free ability, basically. That shows up in I think there's one in every world, or in this game they're called levels, I guess. Individual levels are stages in this, or whatever. So this is the freeze guy. It's pretty easy with the sword, but I'm actually going to take his freeze ability. I think after this stage, we get the boss fight for World 1, or Level 1, as it's called, which is Wispy Woods, and with either freeze or spark, you can pretty much, like, automatically win that boss fight. It's not a hard boss fight, even if you fight it without any abilities, or with something like the beam, but with freeze or spark, in particular, as far as abilities you can get, maybe Needle would work too, but freeze and spark, you can just hold the button down to continue the effect. Yeah, with those, you basically stand next to the boss, hold the button down, and automatically win, basically. Yeah, you can keep the ability anyway. Here's the invincibility lollipop, which carried over from Dreamland. The cannons are not destructible, of course. Oh, got it. So that's a one-up. So yeah, I think we already did everything there is to do in level 1 here in the Vegetable Valley. That closed door at the top, that is a warp star station, which eventually you can use to go to like any level. So yeah, with the freeze ability, we're just going to stand right here next to him. And he can't really do anything. He doesn't even drop his apples. So it's a cheap way to win, for sure, but it works. Scream Island. I like the little intro animations for each world or level, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, this is obviously the tropical themed area, which I guess that was level 3 in Dreamland, right? That was the tropical island. I like the freeze ability. This is a good one. There's also an ice ability, which is basically it's basically a palette swap of the fire ability, but it does freeze enemies into cubes that you can push like this. This is more almost like a shield weapon, basically, which there's a few of. There's Spark, and then there's Needle. I'll stick with that. I'm thinking maybe I want that sword, but keep going with these for now. Actually, I will drop it and get this bomb here. A, before it hits the ground, because that'll hurt, and B, because it gives us another shot of the crash ability. So, find a good place to use that. This little guy with wearing the hat that looks like Wilson from Home Improvement's hat. There's a reference for you. He gives you the tornado ability, which is very hard to control. I've never... Like, some people have used that to great effect in playthroughs I've seen, but I've never been very good at using that one. So I'm trying to preserve my crash here. So, just avoiding the enemies. Oh, that was weak. Oh. Alright, so what do we have up here? This is probably the egg catch. Yeah. So this is self-explanatory. You basically hold the button to open Kirby's mouth to catch the eggs, and then close it so the bombs bounce off him. If you catch a bomb, your run automatically ends. Like that. But if you get, I think up to, like, 4 or 5 misses, you get a 1-up. And if you get all of them, I'm not sure if I've ever done that, but I think you might get 3-up, maybe. But anyway, kind of a fun little bonus game, and I kind of like how it has you're in King DDD's little wrestling arena, which is where the final boss fight in Dreamland took place. Still have this crash ability loaded up. I don't know if there's a good place to use that, or if we should just burn it, but... I think there's a mini boss here, so we'll use it on him. Is it the wheel guy? Yeah, it's the wheel guy. Oh, one shot. So this one's fun. It's hard to control, but it's still fun to use. It's a little Sonic the Hedgehog-y, kind of. And you can turn and go back and forth. So the wheels, there's some levels that it works better than others in. Like this level's obviously designed for it, but yeah, it's fun to use. That was a shorter level than I thought. That was weak too. Alright, so another Crane Fever here. Get some more extra lives. That might not be lined up right. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's moving, so... Not gonna get a full 4-up this time. I kind of lucked out, because I haven't played this game in years. So I kind of lucked down on that first attempt at Crane Fever, actually getting a perfect run. So yeah, we got this one on the second try. So 2 up anyway. That's not bad. Better than nothing, right? Alright, so something else that's unlocked. And again, I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing all of the mini games going forward, but Parasol gives you a slower descent, and you can whack enemies with it like the sword. I'll just take the sword. How do you do this one? How do you get that? You might have to actually come back into this level to get that. That guy doesn't have any abilities. I don't think there's a switch yet. I don't think those start showing up till maybe level 3. The butter building. Yep, you got that one. It's just 1-up. Yeah, this drops you into a pit. 13 extra lives, that's pretty good. That's the one downside to this game. It does have a save feature, but it kind of works like Super Mario World, where when you save and then reload the game when you come back to it later, it resets your score and it resets your lives. So, like if we saved and quit, I would not have 13 lives left. It would go back to the default. So, Meta Knight's crew here. You have to fight these guys a few times. Ooh. So, grab that medicine bottle there. The medicine bottles are 2 bars of health refilled, which I definitely need there. I don't know how that happened. Oh, got that well. But yeah, the medicine bottles restore 2 bars of health, and the tomatoes restore full health. Alright, so yeah, we didn't miss a switch, at least in that last board. So of these 2 abilities, let's grab Laser, just because we haven't seen it yet. That's kind of a fun one, and this bounces off walls. It's somewhat similar to the Gemini Laser in Mega Man 3. Like angled walls it can bounce off of. And there's a few levels that are kind of designed for that. Nice, another one up. Just out in the open. Full health refill. Let's actually grab this Spark ability. It's similar to Freeze, except it doesn't freeze enemies. But functionally similar, basically a shield weapon. So I think this mini-boss of him coming up, I think it's the clock guy, who I originally, for years, I thought that he was supposed to be like a drum kit. But he's apparently supposed to be an alarm clock. But like, he throws musical though, it's, you know, you can forgive me for thinking he was supposed to be an instrument of some kind. But yeah, we can kind of drop onto him with the rock. Or, sorry, the stone ability. Which is, also useful as a shield. It doesn't damage enemies when you're in stone form, but, you don't take damage from enemies either. It's a little like the Tanuki suit in Mario 3, that when you turn into a statue using that. And we get the mic ability from the clock guy, which is basically a 3-shot board wipe, so we'll use it on these guys here. And it's kind of fun because it has a different animation for each use, so with a megaphone, then it was a little microphone, and then we get like a rock microphone next, which we're actually, I guess, not going to see because we need to use the laser to get that one up. But we'll use mic again, probably sooner than later. That little room there, I think, was intended to kind of introduce the laser ability and how it bounces off walls. And kind of the same with this room here. I'll refill there. Hit the button too late on that one. Alright, so what's next? Battle Arena here. I think this is first arena we've had. This just gives us... Basically, it's you fight one of the mini-bosses. Your ability afterwards, which theoretically can be useful in an upcoming area. I don't remember if there's a specific reason we want Freeze, but I'll take it for now, anyway. I think this level might just have the 5 stages. The first Vegetable Valley had 4. I think the islands might have 5, and then I think after that, I think they're all 6. Yeah, again, I don't know if there was also a specific reason to use Freeze coming up, but so far it is actually a good defensive weapon for this little area here. Let's do some Sonic the Hedgehog action, actually. Let's get the wheel from these guys. And we can do this. Crash into the wall. Okay. Yeah, now we can do this. Guessing we probably want to go through that door down there first. So yeah, this is like the gag ability in the game, sleep, which literally just makes Kirby fall asleep, and it can leave him open to damage like that. So you actually don't want to get sleep. I got it to demonstrate, of course, but yeah, there's a few places in the game where it's put in basically as a hazard. Even one boss fight much later on. Yeah, you don't want to lose abilities in the water because the star just drops and pops, so you can't get it back if it hits the water. These guys don't have any abilities. I think this is the first high jump enemy we've seen. I'm guessing there's a reason they made a point of putting Fireball in here, though. I haven't used Cutter yet, and I do like that ability. That lets you throw boomerangs like this. But let's go back and get Fireball back for now. Come on. Again, I don't remember if there's a reason to specifically have that here. Come on. But if they made a point of putting Fireball in its own little room, I'm guessing it might be. Actually, I guess not, because definitely this room is kind of specifically meant to introduce the high jump. Yeah, we definitely want to get away from those bombs. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, right? Let's see if we can get the... could have used that tomato that guy was riding on. Alas. Can I actually... Yeah, I can get it that way. There we go. Alright. Back to full health. And we got high jump back, so I'll take it. Unfortunately, you can't cheat this bonus room by using high jump. Alright, so yeah, five levels for the Scream Island. Oh, Paint Roller. This guy's cool. And actually, high jump is not gonna work all that well against him. But yeah, the little paintings he does that come to life will actually give you abilities if you swallow most of them. I think the Waddle Dee is one of the few that doesn't, but yeah, some of the others do actually give you abilities. Like the car will give you a wheel. Which if he comes down to the bottom could be useful, actually. You could score some hits with that. Actually, the bomb... If we swallowed the bomb, we would have gotten Crash, and that would have done a huge amount of damage to him. But, you know, let's do some wheel action here. Some donuts on the bottom of the screen. Alright. Some days you can't get rid of a bomb, but when you want a bomb, you can't get one. Yeah, I guess the Kirby not self-portrait, obviously, but when you get Kirby, it doesn't give you an ability. But we got the mic as the final blow there. And actually have 2 shots of mic left to use. As we enter the butter building. It's really a tower more than anything, which means a lot of these areas are kind of designed for verticality. Once again, I don't know, do I want that Crash? Oh, here. There's the last mic, and then we'll get it. Actually, a mix, I guess. Yeah, if you swallow 2 enemies at once, it does like a roulette thing. And we got stone, which it would give us in this room anyway, so a little disappointing. but effective against a rematch with the alarm clock guy again. That's actually pretty... I forgot they reused this boss this soon. Most of the mini-bosses show up multiple times, but, Alright. 3 more shots of Mike. And that was actually it wasn't like an ability that you could, I'll just fireball. It wasn't like an ability you could use because Kirby's Dream Land didn't have the ability to take enemies' skills, but, in Dreamland there was a microphone and a couple of levels that you could use, and I guess the joke is that Kirby's just such a bad singer. Yeah, there's our first hidden switch, and, not really that hidden. That's one of the easier ones, obviously. And the fireball can be tricky to use because when you come out of it, there's a couple of frames of animation where Kirby is like kind of tumbling out of the fireball, and you can't control him yet at that point. So so close. So yeah, the fireball can be a little bit tricky. Alright, let's see who's in this arena. Alright, Wheelie. I think that's his name too, Big Wheelie, or something like that. Grand Wheelie, maybe. You do get a tomato after winning the arena fight, so... Another tomato there. A little slow down there, that's... I think it's just from so many enemies being in the same room. Yeah, this is... I think Video Games 101 mentioned this too, but yeah, this is reminiscent of, not that I've ever gotten that far, but that last stage in Battletoads. The Revolver, I think it's called. It's like a rotating tower like that. Actually, the terrible game Castellian has that kind of rotating tower effect, too. Sword. Oh, another wheelie. This is a fun little room to use the wheel in. Alright, so this is a little bit tricky here. Let's see if we can get a... This is the Ice Breath ability. I think it's just called Ice. Actually, let's get this wheel back. Let's override the ice guy. There we go. But yeah, this is a little bit tricky. If I remember right, my strategy to get these items was to slide into the bomb, and it kind of pitches you over the edge just soon enough to get the item and still recover, so you don't fall in the pit. Perfect. Oh, this guy. This is one of the best abilities. I mean, one of the most fun that this guy gives you. The backdrop. It basically gives Kirby wrestling moves. Damn it. I got my ice star back, so ice overwrote the backdrop. We'll see it again. I think there is an arena fight where you can get backdrop. In a, I don't know, level 4 or 5. If I remember right, there's 7 levels in all, and by levels I mean, you know, world, basically, in Mario terms. Actually, high jump might be good here. Just high jump up here and avoid all the enemies except that one. I spoke too soon. And I lost my high jump. Alright, so this, I think, is a little bit of a maze. Which I don't remember the solution to. Let's see, well, there's a tomato, I'll take that. It's probably the door at the top, right? Let's see, because it will tell you if you miss a switch. I guess we didn't. Yeah, if the door stays orange when you beat a level, it means you missed a switch in it. But you can go back and get it, of course. Okay, let's get a high jump here. Get into the top, get into the top. Up, 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 da, da, da. I guess high jump isn't really the right choice for this level. That's not really particularly good for fighting these guys. You're really better off just fighting them without an ability. Let's get a sword. Okay. And let's lose a sword. Sword back. There we go. Health back. That was a short level. There's our first quick draw game. This is a fun one. It's basically Wild Gunman without a zapper, obviously. But yeah, it's basically, you have to pull your trigger before he pulls his, and I believe it's 11 seconds for the last, for King Dedede. There's 5 opponents, the last is King Dedede, and I believe he shoots at 11. So if you can get below 11 seconds, you should be good. But it's all in the reflexes. That was delayed, but got him anyway. Got that one on 11. I'm the gun, so to speak. Well, I think it's 1 up for 4 and 3 up for 5, so we got something out of it. Maybe it's just points. Oh, it's 1 up for 4, okay. I'll take it. Get some invincibility here. I like freeze ability, so I'll switch to that. I think this is the first instance of the hammer ability coming up here. I think that guy's called Bonkers. Remember that cartoon? That was a Disney afternoon, briefly. Bonkers. He was like a bobcat cop. I don't really remember too many specifics past that. It's probably on like Disney Plus or something. That's not one of the Disney afternoon shows I usually hear referred to. Alright, so there's probably a hidden switch in this board. This is actually, they kind of wanted you to get the laser for this level, as you can probably tell. Alright. Well, lost 2 health, got 2 health back. I feel like there's usually a reason that you get the hammer at certain points to open up some of the hidden switches, basically. So, I'll stick with the hammer for the time being. Pretty impressive effect. I mean, Battletoads was too, and for that matter, Castellian, which was not a good game, but the rotation effect was pretty good in it. So yeah, there is, I think, the switches maybe through here. Yeah, fairly simple puzzle. You just have to get through that before the little line of bombs does, and that opens up an egg catcher. So I think we have 15 switches left. There's 17 total. Some of these types of rooms have hidden doors in them. You can turn the lights on. There's that thing. If you inhale that, you get a one-use light ability, which basically turns the light on in this room. Actually, show that. Oh, actually, maybe not. That was not worth getting rid of the hammer for. Say that much. Alright, well. Use high jump to pretty good effect here. Oh. I was gonna maybe get the... Alright, let's do the egg catcher. Yep. Was not one of my better runs. It was actually going well until it wasn't. So yeah, we won't use this, but these warp star stations open up at the end of each level. I like that background effect too. But yeah, basically you can go from here to any other level that you've already been to. Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. I don't think you can. Yeah, you can't hit the one that's in the sky. They kind of do a tag team type attack. They'll switch back and forth until one's knocked out, which should be soon. Sun he does the fireball move, and he actually has like a Hadouken too. Alright, so Moon is knocked out, so the sun will just stay out until the end of the fight now. Oh, not mean to do that. The Moon's the easier to take out, just because the stars are a little easier to catch from the sun than the Moon. So we got them. Was stage 4 in Dreamland. That was the cloud area too. What was it? Bubbly Clouds, I think. I think this is actually the first time I've used the fire ability on this playthrough, even though it's introduced in like 1-1. There are a few places where you kind of need to use that too. You know, I like the beam better than fire, I think, just in general. I mean, again, there are a few places where you need to use fire, but with that said, we should be able to get UFO here, which is like the OP ability, and it does 4 things. You just tap the button, it does beam, If you hold it down briefly, you get laser. Hold it down a little longer, you get a single star, and then if you hold it down the longest to fully charge it, you get a double star that will actually go through enemies. The drawback is that they don't let you keep the UFO between levels. You always lose it. If you have it at the end of a level, you lose it after you leave the board, so... I mean, I guess it would be completely overpowered if you could just use it indefinitely, but yeah, that is its drawback. So yeah, here's a hidden switch here. I think we have 14 left after this. And just another egg catcher. Tricky to get past that sleep enemy. Did I get it? Yep. Perfect. Perfect jump. And an even 20 extra lives. Oh, sorry, it's not an egg catcher, it's a green game. I think I might have overshot that slightly. Maybe not. Yeah, I didn't quite get that. I think I undershot it that time. And then it's wall immediately. Alright, so nothing from that. Very Atari sounding, like fail sound there. Fail fanfare. That's hard to say. But yeah, that sounded like Atari music for some reason. Yeah, again, we ended the last area with but yeah, we ended the last area with UFO, so that unfortunately gets taken from us here. That guy forgot he can't swim. Alright, so there's a door. Is that the only door, and it's the only one I go through? It probably is, because it's behind those blocks. Well, I guess it was not a hidden switch, it was just a tomato. Yeah, when this game came out, I was so into this for a while, because I actually didn't have Super Nintendo yet. I think I got Super Nintendo. This came out May of '93. And I didn't have Super Nintendo till at least, like, the end of '93. It might have even been early '94. I had it in time to get Final Fantasy VI when it came out. And I didn't get that right away. I don't think it was out yet. So, yeah, it was probably late '93 that I got Super Nintendo. And since I didn't have it yet, you know, I was just all about this game. This was the hotness for the NES. And I actually got a fair amount of attention for a previous gen game. But yeah, I was so into this. I even had my mom make, like, a Kirby window shade. Quite good enough of that one. Quick draw again. Slow there. C11. I forget if it's 2 or 3 strikes. Or 2 or 3 fouls before they kick you out. Got him! With 1 second. Wow, I timed that like exactly right. I don't know if I've ever done that. Alright, so here's this is the airship themed level, which was in the commercial for this game. I remember they kind of pushed this level to kind of demonstrate the graphics. Not this specific area of the level, but when we get to the actual airships. So there's an instance where you need to use fire to light the wick on this thing. You could actually light it with the crash ability too, but yeah, this part of the level they wanted to really show off in the commercial. I think that was the One Tough Cream Puff commercial too. I think that was for this game. Maybe that was still Dreamland, but I think that was Adventure that had that line. So one of these airships has a hidden switch, or hidden something at least. And oh, how you get that? Oh, you know what? If you have a hammer, you can break those. I believe you can break those crates with a hammer, which we obviously don't have. So that's the door. I believe that's the door that you want to go through to actually complete the level. Cut her back. But this little door here that doesn't have a floor under it, yeah, there's our hidden switch. It's amazing how much of this I actually do remember as far as the switches go, so I think that's, what, 13 left? This is kind of like the Final Fantasy tribute area, I guess, with the airships. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Nah, screwed that up royally. Alright, another cutter. All of our lost health back. This would actually be a good area to use high jump in, because there's not too much to it anyway. Good laser. So there's a museum and a battle arena. Let's see what we get here. Sleep and Ball. Ball actually seems almost like, maybe not a direct tribute, but it's very similar to the game Armadillo, which was a Japanese-only release. It's very Mario 3, but now we can get a backdrop from him. But yeah, kind of like the gimmick attack of the character in Armadillo is basically the Ball ability in this game, although this came after, so... Yeah, we didn't get to use backdrop last time we fought this guy. So I think I had dropped the star for, I don't know, freeze or something. And then when I tried to inhale this guy to get backdrop, I think it inhaled the star for freeze too, and if you inhale a star, it basically overwrites. So yeah, this lets you do different wrestling moves depending on what direction you hold. You can do a front body slam, you can do like a pile driver if you push down. You can do like a stunner if you push up. You do it while you're jumping, you do it with the front body slam. If you push back, you do like a suplex. And you do like a big jumping slam if you push the jump button. So it's a fun ability to play with. God is my witness, he is broken in half. Oh god, that shell has a family. Yeah, with that being said, this little area is definitely designed for the wheel. Actually, I just thought of it several years ago now. It was actually before I lived here. Still when I lived in my apartment, where I bought this house. But yeah, I had this dream that I actually woke up laughing from, because I guess in my dream I thought it was so funny. But I was like controlling, it was kind of like a giant Ferris wheel that wasn't, the beam here, maybe even the spark would be good. But yeah, I was like driving this giant wheel, basically. And I guess I was a supervillain of some sort, because I was like wreaking havoc with it. And my like villain line was, "Yes, yes, you cannot comprehend my wheel." So I said that in a dream, and I actually woke up laughing because of it. And you know what? It was funny. Just fight this guy straight up. This guy's turtley enough for the Turtle Club, I think. He actually kind of looks like if Beetle's head from Beetle from Zelda, if like his head was its own character. What does this guy give you? Throw, I think? Which is kind of not as... I always thought a not as good version of Backdrop. Yeah. The different skills do have little descriptions, too. So we'll try Throw out. I never used it that much. So yeah, you can just basically grab an enemy and fling it. And you can throw it in different directions. Actually, it's probably, now that I'm messing with it a little bit, it's probably a better ability than I gave it credit for previously. I probably was just kind of wanting to still use Backdrop. But, yeah, Throw's actually not bad. It's weak. We could get Backdrop again, but, yeah. Yeah, let's just carry on. Ooh, invincibility. Yeah, HAL Laboratory that made this game, they, of course, also would go on to make future Kirby games, and also, to this day, they still make the Kirby games and the Smash Brothers games, which I've never been into Smash Brothers, but I know it's hugely popular. Alright, so there's a hidden door under these blocks. I don't remember if it's a switch or not. It's almost impossible not to get hit when you're getting to it, but I guess it's just a one-up. I'll take it. Maybe should have gotten the sword. Try fighting these guys with the stone, though. It honestly is probably easiest to just not have an ability when you fight the Meta Knight crew. Oh! What even hit me there? Oh well. So much for a no-death run. Not that I was necessarily expecting to get that anyway. I guess it was the spinning guy. It's a longer reach than he even looks like he has. There we go. Fireball's actually almost better for, like, movement than it is for fighting enemies. Depending on, like, you know, that little recovery animation that you can't move during. That can actually cost you hits to enemies. You're not extremely careful. So it's almost better to rely on it just for movement. Like here, you can go across that and not take a hit. Got it. Except for the one life we lost. Alright, so one board left in Grape Garden. Yeah. I was gonna hit the water. Oof. Who built the sword guy into the wall there, anyway? And how long has he been there? All that to finally be freed and then immediately be swallowed and having a sword stolen. This guy again. Alright, so I think this dark room has a hidden door, and I think it's right about, yeah, there. So as long as you know it's there, that's one of the easier hidden switches, probably. And the switches do refill your health. Nice. Since I don't have an ability right here, we'll use the light. That's what it does, it's a one use, and it just turns the light on. Which I actually do really kind of love the colors in this room, so it's nice to see it with the lights on. Okay, so I think, I'm trying to remember, you obviously have to hit the first switch there. And I think the middle switch will actually drop out the 1-up. You hit the lower one first, then you hit the one in the middle, and it pops up. I think if you hit the one in the middle first, and then the one at the bottom, I think that'll drop the 1-up off the screen, so... A little tricky there. Let's get another cutter here. I always like the cutter move. It's not usually one of the favorite Kirby abilities, but I always liked it. I think I have to go back, and I played a little bit of Forgotten Realm, or Forgotten World, whatever it's called, the newest Kirby game, and I liked it a lot when I played of it. I kind of, like, stopped having time and fell off of it. Probably not even a quarter of the way in, so I need to go back to that, but I think that did have the cutter in it. Along with, like, the weird new moves, like, or the new abilities, like Kirby becoming a car, or a vending machine. Yeah, I do want to go back to that one at some point. I enjoyed that. Yeah, high jump is actually really good against Kracko here. And this, of course, is one of the, along with Wispy Woods, the level 1 boss. This is one of the ones that carried over from Dreamland. Yogurt yard. I can't do yogurt. It's just the smell of it is always what gets me. The cottage cheese with chive, I like that a lot, the chive cottage cheese, but yeah, I could never do yogurt. Like, even the smell of it I can't really be in the presence of. How long I'm gonna stick with the high jump here. So I think there's a door down here, if I remember right. You have to be kind of careful to both get past the cannons and not hit the bottom of the screen. Drop like a stone here. I'm thinking you don't want to go all the way to the bottom. Yeah, there's our hidden switch for this level. And they put the medicine right there, but the switch itself actually restores you to full health already, so I don't know what the point of that medicine bottle is. Ooh. I know I haven't used Needle yet, but I've never found the Needle all that good. It's a shield weapon, kind of like Freeze, but you can't like hold the button down to continuously use it like Freeze or Spark. Alright, so we have a crane game we can do. Anything else? Let's check the museum first. What's in here? Stone and Tornado. We probably will need stone at some point coming up, so I'll leave it for now, but we'll do the crane game and then go to the next level. I always try to go for the two up ones. He's gonna fall. Yep. That one might get it. Got him, yeah. That's like the most secure grip there, so yeah, he's not going anywhere but down the chute. Got him. 2 up. I'll take it. 30 lives, so we're doing good. I think the sword you actually can use underwater. Most abilities you can't, most revert you to when you're in the water using the little water spout thing, but I think you can swing the sword underwater. Let's just see the description of Freeze. Yeah, the little descriptions are kind of nice because they kind of tell you how to use it. So yeah, that enemy would have given you the ball ability, which I've never really found it all that useful, and it's kind of hard to control, so skip it. Spark, which is similar to the Freeze that we have, except it doesn't actually freeze the enemies. I think is that a trick? I guess it's not. Actually, I was thinking that door actually was not the one you came through, but yes, it is. That's gone. I actually forgot you can't jump down from the thinner platforms like in Contra or a lot of other games. Let's get Spark. So again, usually when you see an opportunity to get Hammer, usually there's a reason for it. There'll be like a switch or a switch that you need the hammer to hit, or a block that you can only break with the hammer. So let's make sure there's not anything hidden down here. Give me my hammer back. No. well, we'll see if we missed anything hidden. Well, gave us full credit for the level, but there could be something in the next level that we need the hammer for, so... Nah. That's like an upward waterfall there. It has like an air current that pushes you up. Actually, low on health. I didn't realize that. Ooh. Okay, so here we obviously want to get the stone ability. Just rid of the laser there. So I want to say the tomato side, which we do need that tomato anyway. I believe that has a floor under it when you break the switch. And I think the one upside does not, so that drops you into a pit. So to like use the stone to get the one up as quickly as possible, and then get out of stone soon enough that you can recover and not fall down the pit. Those rooms obviously designed for the parasol. Alright, so what's unlocked? Museum still. And there's an egg catcher here. Let's do that. Yeah, decent. Couldn't get a one up though. Alright, let's, I don't know if I'm just gonna go in the museum. That could have gone better. Alright, so, up there. That with the fireball. 32 extra lives. That's a pretty good cushion there. These guys again. Oh, that floor you actually can jump down from. She'll just basically fly over this. That's a cleverly hidden door here. I could use that tomato there, and actually we'll sacrifice, at least for now, our fireball back though. Oh, that was fantastic. Alright. Did that poster fall? Was that like that? How long has that been like that? So, that looks like it might be a door there, that little white kind of rectangle. I think it's just a graphical glitch. Which there aren't many of in this game. This is pretty well done, pretty tight. Alright, so you won't be able to tell the difference, but I'm actually going to take a short break. So, be right back with you. And again, you'll never notice the difference. Alright, we're back. Through the magic of television, it's like I never left, but one thing you may notice is that while I was switched off, I did fix that Zelda poster that was starting to fall. Also, the lovely Miss Adrian is down by my feet, and hoping she'll come up on the futon with me here. But yeah, anyway, we'll pick up where we left off. So we unlocked an arena, and it has a hammer. Again, good chance we'll want to have that at some point coming up. And it's also good to know that there is a place here with this arena where you can get a hammer whenever you need one. Oh, damn. I feel like this board has a hidden door somewhere near the top, which is not necessarily obvious. Maybe I'm wrong. Nothing down there. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of some other area. Yeah, I guess not. Oh, there's a tomato down here. There's going to be a mini boss here. Oh, the lion. You don't see this one too much. Like, a lot of the mini bosses get recycled quite a bit. This one you don't see very much. And he gives you fireball, as I recall. Oh, I accidentally missed the chance to get his ability, but again, I'm pretty sure it's just fireball, which you can get in many other areas. Oh, shoot. Oh, I hope I don't need that hammer. In this board, at least. Oh, thought I might have gotten it there, but apparently not. You can come sit up here. Come up here. Yeah, there's still a hidden switch in that last board that I didn't get. I actually pulled up a list before I started playing, so let me just check that and see what that switch is. So that's 5.5, right? Alright, first area, you'll have to drop down into the first small gap to find a door. So there was a hidden door somewhere here that I did miss, I guess. Guessing this is the small gap they're talking about. Oh yeah, and there's a door. Okay. Ah! Yeah. Alright, let's try that again. I think I see what they're trying to get me to do, though. I screwed it up again. Let me check this. Alright, let's actually see if I can... Well, I can't break those blocks without the high jump, I don't think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you do need the high jump. So you have like a narrow window here to get everything done. That's just gonna give me fire again. Got it. There we go. Oh, nice, quick draw. So, if you are in an area in a board that you've already cleared, you can just exit out of it at any point after you go back in. So that's nice. That's useful, getting the hidden switches that you miss. Let's see if we can get the 3 up again here. We did it once. Nah, it was real slow. Still got him. Real slow. 23. I don't even think it's seconds. Milliseconds, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll do Wild Gunman sometime, because I always loved that game. I've never done a Zapper game on here. And of course, Wild Gunman famously is actually a remake, believe it or not. The NES version is a remake. It was actually an there's some talking, so I screwed that up. But yeah, it was actually like an mechanical game that used film. Like it was actually a film, like a movie of like cowboys they had to shoot at the right time. It kind of worked like the Action Max, except it was in arcades. Or I think it was actually in like converted bowling alleys. They had it in. But yeah, I think there's like one semi-functional example of the original Wild Gunman, the movie / electromechanical game in like France, I think. But I don't think it's fully functional, and I think that's the only known one. So like even most of the film footage from it is kind of lost at this point. So yeah, here we want to erase that, right? Although I don't know if there's really a specific reason to, is there? I don't see anything hidden there. Oh, we want the stone for this room, right? Or probably not even the stone, probably the hammer. Which is not in this board. So, yeah, we'll have to go to the battle arena to get the hammer and then come back in. Yeah, I think that's where the switch in that board is. I don't usually use the turn board, I usually just say level, but in this particular game, what in most games would be called worlds are actually called levels, so... Alright. Alright, so we just have to not lose the hammer. I'm looking for a hammer. Do you know what a hammer is? Yeah, like, theoretically, I think those stones would break from stone, the stone ability, but they're underwater, and I don't think the stone actually works underwater. So, like, they gave you the stone guys here, but I could be wrong on that. But I feel like stone doesn't actually work in this room. I think you have to, like, go to the arena and get the hammer. You want to smash through those green blocks. Down here is the door to the switch, and there's also a 1-up and a tomato, which again, the tomato is kind of redundant because hitting the switch already restores your health, so I don't know what the point is. Alright. I guess you can go in there just to get the tomato if you want, but yeah. Alright, so boss time for level 5. This guy can be tough, because it's very easy to fall off the screen here. He does throw out enemies that give you, I forget what ability, but he also occasionally will throw one out that gives you sleep, which can, of course, drop you right off the screen, but we got him pretty good with the hammer on its own. Yeah, he actually didn't really get a chance to do much of anything there. That was a good boss rush. Or boss run there, not a boss rush. Alright, so level 6 is 7 worlds altogether, so we're doing good. We're getting there. Just about every board after this is gonna have a hidden switch somewhere in it. It's kind of like the idea of, like, this being orange soda you're swimming through. Okay. This is a bad room to fight anybody in. With that little bit of water in the bottom. You can't double tap to run, you can't really spit enemies out. Is there really a reason that I want to fight this guy to get throw? I don't know. I don't know, let's... Unless there's a switch or something that opens when you beat him. Yeah, this sucks. This is badly designed right here. I don't say that about much of this game, but yeah, this is not a good room. Like, you can only hit him when he's jumping, but you can barely get out of the water high enough when you want to spit the thing. Yeah, I got that one. This better be worth it. That's all I can say. Oh, there we go. And you don't even get anything special, apparently, other than throw, which doesn't even work in a water stage. Alright, well, screw him. Not fighting him again. Oh, well, there's why they want you to get throw, to get that one up. I'm not gonna bother. Get one-ups elsewhere. Let's see. Alright. So, we do need a hammer or a stone here.
You've got mail.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go back a stage. Go to the arena, get the hammer. Go back to that stage and we should be able to get the switch that way. Alright, so we know where the switch is, so... As long as we can get through this water part with the hammer intact. That is dangerous because if you get hit once, the star will just fall out, go in the water, and you can't get it back just like that at that point. Ah, damn it. Alright, try it again. Those guys are easy enough to get around. Oh, damn it! There's gotta be a better way. So, this pattern is pretty predictable. Charges, hits the hammer, throws a coconut. And does another charge. We have that fight down pretty well against Bonkers. Again, I think that's his name. It would be nice if you could like fly up and just go up and over that divider, like there's a few in Mario 3 where you can do that, kind of cheese it, or like the ships, the World 8 ship level where you can swim under them. Which in the Japanese version there's an extra block on the last ship, so you can't actually completely get through the level that way. But in the American version they took that block away. Alright, so we can get that one up without needing to throw, at least. And then here, we'll just kind of fly over everything. There we go. And we can actually get an extra one up out of the deal, too. There we go. All that for just a museum, but I'll take it. Let's see what ability is in there. Wheel. Okay. Good to know. I don't know if we'll need it, but... Ah, that won't. Hi, Tammy. Hi. They actually are invulnerable to those bombs. Rash move if you're in stone form. Nice. Here we go. There you are. Let me just make sure the other right there didn't go anywhere we want to go. I guess they go to the same place, basically. Just each side of this room. Alright, well, that was an easy switch to get, at least. Cool. Oh, damn it. Right into that spike guy. Ah. Oh well, I'll take the UFO. Fortunately, I blasted that tomato before I could use it. And unfortunately, we won't get to keep the UFO form. Let's see who's in the arena here. Oh, the lion. Good timing, huh, Tip? Mwah. are you doing? Come here. This feels like it could be the way to something secret, right? Or a dead end. Ah, problem. There. Bonkers again. Coconut. Charge again. Okay, so yeah, right here I think is what they give you the hammer for, to create that box there. I thought there was a door there. Let me just check the end. Oh, it's where the bomb block was. It's like an invisible door. Alright, let's check that then. I think that was... There we go. This room. So they obviously want you to get in the cannon after lighting the fuse. You need the laser for that, don't you? Yeah, because the fire's not going to work underwater, so they want you to shoot a laser beam that'll bounce off that little diagonal piece of wall. So that's what this guy's guarding, with the laser guy in here. There we go. I don't know if you can even get that one up. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that one up. You just like hit down. Yeah. Oh, I got it. I didn't think I got that. Alright, so here's what they want you to do. There we go. Stick right in game. We're in a sale. I don't know how that would work. Alright, so there's not going to be another switch. We got that, so... I did not know that was the bottom of the screen. Alright, we still have 37 extra lives. We're fine. Probably think... Oh, we have to go up here. It's a very improbably designed ship. I don't know how many masts and crow's nests it needs. I think next I'm going to redo Pirates Gold, or maybe even just play Pirates NES. I like that version better anyway. But I know I said before, but I wasn't real happy with how the Pirates Gold video came out, because it was the first one I made with Bandicam, and I didn't really know the software yet, so I'm thinking I might do a Redux. It's the first game I would repeat on this show, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that, do a redo of Pirates Gold maybe next week. Or maybe I'll finally do Japanese Mario 3, I don't know. Or Journey to Silius, I've been wanting to do that too. That one will be a short video. relatively too. So that's like a half-hour long game, if you know what you're doing. Alright, so we might be able to possibly get 4 lives here. Just because the big one's positioned so close to the chute. So we definitely got 2 up. I overshot that, I think, but we got 2 anyway. Yeah, I'll take it. Really got lucky. The very first one, I got the 4 up, the very first screen game. Alright, anything else unlocked yet? No, guess not. That water doesn't look all that sanitary. Yeah, so if you had like a beam, you could break that. You'd hit that bomb and get all 3 of those extra lives. Ooh. Yeah, got that one. That brings us actually up to an even 40. Oh. Haha. Get up pretty early in the morning before you hide a door there, game. I thought that little hallway looked just a bit suspicious. I think the parasols, I believe, actually do block the falling coconuts here, if I remember right. Oh, so close. Oh, yeah. Big catch here. I think the minigames do get harder as the game goes on. I could be wrong, but I think that's what the little star rating thing on the intro screen for it was. That. That was the wheel guy, I think, right? Oh no, the lion was in that arena. It's a 5. Arctic ocean themed. Yeah, it's a red herring. Ah. Give me my crash back. Actually, that probably respawns. Yeah. Nah, but it's not really worth it there. Kind of jumped the gun on using that. Oh well. So I think here, we want to break that out, and then break this out. And then we need the fire ability. Go back in the first hole. Will the beam... will that actually set off the fuse? Grab another one up. No, the beam doesn't set off the fuse there. So we need a fire guy. There he is. Didn't get it. Guess it just didn't play the animation for him. Can you actually back out of this room? Should be able to. I take a spray here at him. Might have to redo the whole area. I don't know. Now back to 40 lives. Come on, come on, come on! Damn it! Just getting shredded in this area for some reason. Just trying to get this puzzle to come off. Come on. Got it. Finally. That was troublesome. Alright. Board. Nice. Wanna Jack Bandit. See if anybody knows that reference. Nice, we at least have one up out of it. Let's see if we can get the 3 out. Nope. Oh, and he actually, again, this I think this is the harder version of the quick draw, so yeah, he's down to 10 seconds. Or 10, whatever units of time it's using. Oh, this is a gorgeous background. Look at this. I love this. You know what I actually want the effect. Beam guy to come back. Yeah, I'll take the sword, actually. This feels like there's gonna be something hidden. And you need a hammer for it. Anything any of these guys can do. Break that out? Probably not. Yeah, I might just have to come back with a hammer. Ow. Actually, the UFO probably would work. If I could stop killing them and actually inhale one. Alright, let's see if we can go back with this. Jesus. Where are the UFOs? There's one. I say, they don't respawn. Everything else respawns. Nice. Yep, there's our switch. That opens up the train station, or the star station. Alright. Yeah, I guess the UFOs don't even respawn. Even if you leave the room and come back, that's unusual. Oh. Arna. This kind of looks like Kid Icarus, this room here. Reminds me of Kid Icarus, anyway. Alright, top or bottom? Do bottom first, I guess. Oh, good, 2 Frosties. They're both on the same side, at least. So, actually, like, jolted the scoreboard. I think that was just a glitch from too much happening on the screen at once. So we did already get the switch in this board, so I don't think we need to hunt too much for hidden stuff. You know what? The old-fashioned way. As Dave Thomas used to say in the old Wendy's commercials, the old-fashioned way. Oh, so close. Alright, so should be boss time. So this boss is Meta Knight, and you actually have to fight him with the sword that you're doing. So, like, even if you whatever ability you come in with, you end up having to fight him with the sword. Coming in with just 2 health probably wasn't the best idea, because it is hard to fight him without taking some hits. I may have to redo this one. And he can actually parry, too. Yeah, there we go. Alright, take 2. Got him. So what's Meta Knight's deal? I don't actually know the lore there, but is he like just like a dark Kirby? Basically, that's what he looked like under his mask. Alright, so this is the last level, Rainbow Resort. Another beautiful. Just even the map screen in that level's really beautiful. This area is kind of designed for the laser. And it's pretty fun to use here. Especially this one. Back up to 42 lives, too. Actually, that spark is going to be good here, so let's get that. Some hidden blocks that don't look like they should be breakable, but actually are. Those whistling blocks. Actually, along with Hammer, I think Fireball might actually be able to break those, hopefully. Let's try it. That was cool. Cool, there we go. Nice. That room looks like a face. Actually, it looks like a Kirby face. What the hell, am I trapped? Oh. Oh, that's easy. Let me actually get freeze. Knock out that block under the cannon that way. I think this level's kind of like a boss rush, I think. You have to keep going up floors, and each floor has a different mini-boss. Oh, come on. Yeah, now it's serious, because the mini-boss music's still playing. Nice. Well, I'm just gonna save that. Ask Mike for the next guy, but well. Now it's on first we know how to beat him. Oh well. Ow. Look at this background. This is you know, Super Nintendo quality stuff. Pretty much. Let's do the crane game. I already did, but I guess not. Oh yeah, this is like the advanced skill level for the crane game. The crane moves a lot faster. Dangling by a thread, but we still got it just because of how close it was to the chute. This one we may not get. Maybe. Maybe I centered that, right? Nope. Oh, you will. Take it. Oh. Really screwed that up. Feels like they should give you a laser guy for this little area. Ow. Yeah, they haven't used ball yet, so this is what it does. You can bounce around. It's very hard to control, I always thought. Those flowers in the background are very Sonic the Hedgehog, aren't they? Like Green Hill's own flowers. So that's ball. I don't think we'll use it again. Here's tornado. We haven't used that yet either. It's slightly less hard to control than ball. This looks like Paint Roller's boss room. Yeah, it's nice of them to start me back in the same room at least. It does get a little tricky towards the end. Not a hard game. It's definitely harder overall than Greenland was. Yeah, it has some tricky spots for sure. I actually don't know if there was a switch in that board or not. Guess not. Yeah, so actually the last switch, we got all of them except one, and it's in 7-6. So. Alright, so we have one more board before that. Get some crash going here. Oh, just got fried. Okay, so here there's like an invisible current. You can see the areas where the star is at the top of the screen push you upward, and then where the big star is at the bottom of the screen, it pushes you downward. You kind of want to jump from the top of the screen for the lower stars, obviously. Got him. And I'm on my last hit for this life, so be very, very careful. Ooh, that was close. Smooth move, X-Lax. Over 1 million points. I don't know if I've actually ever played all the way through this in one session. I don't think I have, actually. Okay, so let's just scope this out. So that seems simple enough. I don't think there's a switch here. That's fast enough. You can't go back out anyway. Oh, the fuse respawned. That's nice. Ow, just missed it. Alright, well, let's... I don't think there's a switch in this level, so... Let's exit out. Whatever's hidden there, it's probably just like a 1-up or something. Not gonna worry about it. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, this is the little callback to Dreamland. They even turned the entire screen, including the scoreboard, black and white, except for Kirby himself. Of course, in North America, we didn't know he was supposed to be pink, because with Dreamland, they drew him as white on the box art. And you can get the Green Greens music for this area. The castle's a little less convincing as a redo of the castle area from, like, this looks like the castle in Dreamland. The little first area was just recycled graphics from other levels in Adventure. But yeah, this actually looks like the castle in Dreamland. Yeah, so I don't know if I've ever done this. I don't think I've ever actually done this in one session before. Like, just one continuous play, so I think this is, like, just by default my high score for the game. Because, again, if you save and turn it off and come back to it, it does not... It resets your score. So... And your life total. Ow. Ow. And this is pretty exact to Bubbly Clouds in Greenland. I think it might even be the same platform layout. I feel like there was a mint leaf to help you get through this in Greenland, but they didn't use the mint leaf or the what was it, like spicy curry in Adventure for whatever reason. Those power-ups didn't carry over. So in Dreamland there was a secret door on the moon in this area, and there still is. Nice. Oh yeah, and that's where the switch is. That's actually a pretty good secret because it kind of requires you to remember where the secret door in the previous game was. Nice. And I think this was the last regular level. So, kind of a nice exit if this is the last one of the, like, bonus jumps at the end. Yeah, so, yeah, we're at the end. So yeah, let's go fight King DDD. Is there any special ability we want to have going? You know, I don't think there is. I think it's going to be easiest just to fight him straight up. And then with the, spoiler, the actual final boss, you're assigned a weapon for that, like you are with Meta Knight, so... Ooh. few too many hits here already, this early. It was like that move where he just DDD just face plants. Like just kind of hoping he's gonna hit you, I guess. I'm screwing this up badly. Great background, great graphics here. Again, for NES especially, this is beautiful stuff. Ow. That's not good. But we do have 44 extra lives in the bank, so... with a double star there. Alright, so there's DDD defeated. But again, he's not actually the final boss. Well, I love that expression. Kirby's kind of an asshole sometimes. Oh shit, son. Hey, Adrian, come here. Eddie's here, but you can come on this side. Oh, good, it refills your health. Again, amazing graphics, especially considering this is the NES. So yeah, for the final battle, you get assigned a weapon, the Star Rod. It's actually very, very similar to the final boss of Little Nemo the Dream Master in that regard, where in that final boss fight, or really the whole final level, you're assigned the, I forget what it was called, but the rod in that game. And this is actually on a timer, this first phase of the final boss, because you're actually flying towards the ground, and if the ground comes up too high, it actually does kill you. This is like a little shooter section, almost, like a Radius style. Shoot 'em up. Speed that. And that. A little low. Alright, we got him. Got him. Alright, so, final boss. It's on the moon. Now get our health refilled here. Great timing with that whole sequence and timing it with the music as far as what's happening, like that guitar, what's supposed to be a guitar riff kind of hitting just as Kirby gets thrown off the star. So this guy's weak point is that, like, glowing area under his cloak. You can actually jump into him, which doesn't do much damage, but it's something. Like that. In fact, none of our hits have actually even registered on his health bar so far. Ah, come on. Stuck flying there. There we go. That one registered him. Not that hard a final boss. I mean, it's one of the harder bosses in the game, of course. But if you just kind of take your time, because this, unlike the first phase, this is not on any kind of timer. You can just kind of, like, choose your hits. So it should be one more. up there. And he does the Ganon teleporting thing, so we got him. We got him upside down. So anyway, that's it. That's Kirby's Adventure in a nutshell. We did it. So now we just get to sit back and watch the ending. And again, this is, I'm quite sure, the first time I've ever actually done this. Basically in one sitting. I took like a 2-minute break at one point. But, yeah, one session. Straight through. What do you think? So basically, King Dedede turned the face in this one. I don't think that stuck, but so yeah, even though this was developed by HAL Laboratory, Yamauchi, the president of Nintendo at that time, did get executive producer credit. And Iwata, I think it had Miyamoto in the producers section too, but Iwata, who was at this time the head of HAL Laboratory, eventually left HAL and actually became the president of Nintendo itself. So, Nintendo and HAL, even though they're ostensibly separate companies, they're very closely entwined and have been for many, many years. And still are, because again, HAL Laboratory still makes like Smash Brothers and Kirby in the Forgotten Realm, the most recent Kirby game they did. Although they did just announce, I guess they did just announce what is it, a remake of Kirby's Air Ride, or not Air Ride, that was Super Nintendo, whatever the Kirby racing game on I think GameCube was. That's getting a remake. I think that's what it was anyway. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a new Kirby racing game. But anyway. And I like the little ability box, the ability display changes to just bye-bye. So, let's see, almost 1.5 million points, which is by default my high score, because again, I don't think I've ever done it in one session, without turning the console off at any point. 44 extra lives, so that's pretty good. And yeah, this is... from getting all of the switches, we got 100%. It should credit us with 100% anyway. So yeah, now you can do the bonus game. So congratulations! Now choose extra game to go on a new and more challenging guest. That's probably supposed to be a Q. I assume it's supposed to say a more challenging quest, but that's definitely a G if you look at the G in Go. So, I don't know what happened there. Especially this late in the NES, you wouldn't expect typos like that. But yeah, let's see our save file. So yeah, Hero of Lore, 100% extra. So, for one session, I'll take it. That's pretty good. Great game. I would argue, again, probably the last truly great NES game. There are a few releases after it, but you know, and all of those releases are at least good, I would say. The one I'm not familiar with as much is Star Tropics 2, but I assume it's probably a pretty good game at the very least. I do need to actually finish the first Star Tropics and then take a look at Star Tropics 2 again at some point. But yeah, this is easily the best of those last several NES officially licensed releases. You know, with very little change, could easily pass as a Super Nintendo game. They really got everything. Every last bit of power out of the old NES. In 1993, they got into this game. So yeah, it's a great one. If you haven't played it, play it. It's available. I'm sure it's on the Switch virtual thing, the virtual console, or whatever they call it now. I'm sure it's on there. It's in compilations. However you can play it. It is a great game, so I definitely recommend it. I've loved it in 1993. Had a great time with it now. This is the first time I've played it in several years. Probably, I don't know, it might have been as long as 10 years since I last really played this one. But incidentally, these old save files are still there. It's still the battery from 1993, still going strong in this cartridge. The NES games don't seem to run out of battery power as fast as Super Nintendo games, so that's maybe not too surprising. But yeah, anyway, great one. Hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be back sometime soon with, I'm not even going to say for sure, because it always ends up being something different. So maybe it'll be Journey to Silius, maybe it'll be Mario 3, the Japanese version, which I've wanted to do for a while. Maybe it'll be Space Shuttle Project. Maybe it'll be something else entirely. The next, whenever I do like a long multi-part one again, I do want to do, I think Final Fantasy VII for that, the original PlayStation version. I think that will be fun to revisit and relive and be able to commentate on. I do want to do Final Fantasy IV at some point as well. I'm not sure, but probably maybe the Super Nintendo original US release. Probably more likely I'd probably want to do the Chronicles version on PlayStation 1 for Final Fantasy IV. That's my personal favorite version. I know a lot of people swear by the PSP one, but I don't have that one. And I think they changed the graphics in that, didn't they? I know it does have like After Years and whatever the other sequel was, which I've heard were not that good, but I haven't played them. I'll reserve judgment, I guess. I'll have to get that PSP version at some point, because I actually do have a PSP. It's not the model you can hook into a TV, though. Try to get one of those at some point. But anyway, yeah, hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you again for DanPlays sometime soon. And probably something else sometime soon, too. Some other video. So anyway, have a good night. Thanks for joining. And we'll see you real soon.